Hello, hello, everybody. Sorry, it's been consternation upon consternation here. Welcome. Sorry for the wait. I just spoke to Zibo, I spoke to Sasso. We had a couple of things planned, and things have actually changed in the last 5 minutes to the point where you guys unfortunately had to now wait. So, first of all, let's start with the nice to have. Zibo mod version 4.0.6 is available. Okay, so I'm going to quickly download it. And I'm going to throw that into my Google Drive so the guys that want to download it can do so. And, while we're doing what we're doing here. So let me quickly just open up all my tabs.
Hello.
Hello, Sasso.
Hello.
I'm just busy quickly wanting to upload the Zibo mod, the new release, to my Google Drive.
No problem.
And then I'll explain the whole story, because, I mean, this is obviously now put a bit of a spanner in the works. And if Zibo didn't tell me, thank you, Zibo, by the way. I mean, it was released literally
Now.
about 20 minutes ago, yeah.
Yeah.
So if he didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known. Thanks, Zibo. Let's quickly get this thing into position so I can do what I need to do. Crap, I need to go back to my coffee. Right, it's busy uploading. Okay, so the new Zibo is in both of our Google Drives, okay? So you guys can at least get that. Then, in terms of tonight, guys, and I'm sorry, I'm going to read through your messages just now. It's hectic, okay? Just bear with us. What we want to do is me and Sasso spoke earlier about noise abatement procedures, and it all started from Agent B7 last night. So it got me thinking about all of these things. So I got some FAA detail, and then I got the ICAO detail as well. And Sasso and I said, we'll show you. It was his idea that it's easier to show you the noise abatement procedures, and while we can use the file or the flight safe situation, it's going to be even easier to demonstrate to you. So you see, there's B7. So what we're going to do, okay, is we're going to end the stream with the 737 from LevelUp, but we're going to start the stream with the new Zibo, and then we're going to just use it because that's our tried and tested platform, and show you guys this noise abatement thing. Okay, so that's the idea. Now I need to obviously update my Zibo now as well, so it's going to take me another few seconds to just get on board here. So Sasso, otherwise your day all right? Mac, your day all right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's been good.
Good. All right. So that is done. AutoOrtho is running. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Dave. Okay, your playground. All right, good stuff. I'm glad to hear that. 3 deets. Yeah, Zibo download. I don't know. Oh, there you go. There it actually gave you the thing. It was just a bit slow. Good evening, Neil. HD, good evening. Oh, okay. That's interesting. We're all jumping on Japan. That's also B7's problems or advice or what do we call it? It was her inspiration. That's what I told her this morning. She inspired me to go there. So I've put up quite a few for the VA guys, Skymatix VA guys. I've loaded quite a few Japanese flights in today. So you guys can also go and play around there. Right, let's see. Hello, Chronic. All right, you guys had a nice like a chat there. Formatting the PC. Oh my goodness. Well, good luck with that. So I can share the screen once we get into explain. Then I can share it.
Yeah, totally.
There's no point in sharing it at this point in time. It won't work. Hello, Antonio. Hello, Jacob. RM, are you talking obviously about the Zibo? Let me quickly get a link for you. Just close those folders. Let's see. There's my Google Drive, so you can go grab the Zibo from there.
Nico, when we do the demonstration regarding takeoff, which airport you're going to use?
Well, I'm at the startup screen. Let's see if I can share my explain now. So you can tell me where you want to go. I mean, it's up to you.
We can do Dublin to H left.
Okay.
Yeah, because we just need to demonstrate the departure, and then once the departure is complete with the flaps up, then done.
All right.
So Dublin to H left will be great.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly start with engines running there.
Yes,
I'm going
do that.
I'm going to configure the aircraft, and before we press the toga button, I'll do a save situation, okay? Because I don't know how many times you want me to restart. So I'll do that, and then we can replay it, okay?
Yeah, to H left will be good. Just the QNH. You have xEnviro or something?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So we take the local QNH.
Yeah. Oh, like that. Right, so while that's loading, let's read a bit further. Chronic. Yeah, it's the Zibo mod that is public, not the LevelUp, guys. Don't make a mistake. Renato, good evening. Hello, Justin. Louise, good evening. Oh, B7, you were lucky. Good one for today. Give me a second.
Ready for before taxi procedure.
On runway 2.
That's not the last voice, but anyway.
Flaps.
Oh, I started in the LevelUp. Let me change that. Sorry, Sasa.
No worries.
Which departure are you thinking, Sasso?
Leafy 7 Alpha. Yeah.
On runway 28 left. Flaps.
Can you pull it up with engine running?
I'm spooled up with engine running. I'm spawned in that way.
Yeah, I mean, can you fuel up?
Yeah, as long as you put it on instant. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I went to the settings to set it to instant.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can't do it.
That's fine.
Right.
Good.
Okay, so
now what I want you to do, let's go into the FMC. Let's set up the FMC, which will be the first thing to show to the people. So regarding the route, we can put Echo India Delta Whiskey, and the same for our destination. Then depot arrival. We're gonna take the departure 28 left, Leafy 7 Alpha. There it is. And then depot arrival. Arrival, ILS 28 left. Pizza transition. Route activate. Okay, Lex page. Leafy, that's good. We have Dublin there. If you scroll after to ATGO, please. Okay, ATGO Leafy, that's fine. Just put, please, pizza after Leafy. Now, the other important thing is that we have technically a stop level on this departure of level 90. So once ATC give us this clearance, Leafy 7 Alpha, it automatically means that you're gonna stop at whatever the chart says, which in our case is gonna be 90. So you can set 90 in the MCP, it's gonna be our stop level. And regarding the legs page, technically you can find a good place like, I would say Dublin, for instance. If you go on previous page, that's it. Dublin is already 90. That's by SID. Now what we want to do, we want to fill in the performance page. So init ref. Okay. We filled in with the information we know. 0 fuel weight, and the reserve you can put 1.0, just a trial. Top level, put something like 100, so we stay low. There is no point, it's just a demonstration. All happy, don't worry about the rest. And one limit, I don't know what the temperature is.
Well, we haven't set any of that. Let me quickly have a look, see what's happening here.
Just have a look at the meter.
1034. 4 degrees.
4 degrees, 1034. Ah, that's good. On 034, that's high pressure. Good. So if you go into N1 limit, we derate the engine first. Performance, N1 limit. We can go with 24K. 24K full.
I'm trying to see which button it is. I'm sitting totally skewed looking at other way. So there we go.
1.7, that's good. Okay, takeoff. Plot 5s, take the center of gravity. I don't know what it is. Well, if it's needed, to be fair. Otherwise,
20.
set the stop trim to 6. Yeah. Good. 35, 36, 46. 46 is set in the MCP. Good. Now, if you go back on the FMC page, on the takeoff page,
Give me a second.
here is when, here is when we can show to the people where VNAV will take the information. Okay, so on takeoff, page 2, as you can see on the top right, you have 2 pages. We are now on the second page.
Okay, let
on
me
the
just
second
show them
page,
the first one again, because I've clicked it very fast. So
yeah,
they all know
the
this
first one
page.
is the default one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next
you know
page
this
too.
page because you have to insert the speed.
Yeah.
On the second one instead, you go there at the top right if you have a wet condition, for instance, And then, as you can see at the bottom, we have the acceleration height, the engine out acceleration height, and the thrust reduction. All right. These information are already given to us because usually each company will have the FMC preset for their current settings, let's say, for their options. But this page is really important if we want to do a VNAV departure, for instance. So let's imagine that Dublin, let's keep it simple. So in reality, so if there is any pilot here on the channel, I know that Dublin is a noise abandonment procedure 2, and this is the so-called hybrid 2 departure. In other words, due to noise abandonment procedure, the backup in Dublin is done at 1,500 feet AGL. But just as a demonstration for today, let's keep it simple. We're going to demonstrate first the noise abandonment procedure number 2, and then the noise abandonment procedure number 1, even though we are in Dublin. So to simulate a noise abandonment procedure number 2, it means that this backup at, in other words, the cleanup is going to happen at 1,000 feet AGL. So if we don't touch anything, we can see that already by default, the acceleration height is at 1,000 feet AGL. In other words, if we do a departure with the VNAV arm, then once VNAV engage at 1,000 AGL, it will automatically bug up. Okay, and then what is going to happen is that the noise is going to come down, the speed is going to increase, and you're going to retract the flaps as usual. On the right, there is the engine out acceleration height. Remember, guys, is again a height, is not an altitude. What this means is that in case of an engine failure, every company will have some particular procedure because probably your performance will not allow you to stay on the SIT for the climb gradient. So for instance, in my company, what we have in our software, it will give us for the actual weight condition, the actual minimum flap retraction altitude, which in other words, in the FMC is the engine out acceleration height. But the thing is that because it's an height, we have to take into account the altitude of the airport. And for instance, rounded up, Dublin we can consider 250 feet. So let's imagine that our engine out acceleration in Dublin is 1,750 QNH. So if we say 1,750 minus 250, which is the elevation of Dublin, we're going to get the height above ground level, which is 1,500. So if you want to type in 1,500, Nico, please, and just stick next to engine out acceleration. Okay, so now basically the aircraft knows that if we are doing a departure in VNAV, so remember guys, this takeoff page 2 is only needed, the change of this information, acceleration height and engine out, only if you're doing a VNAV departure. All right, if you're doing, let's say, I don't want to call it a manual departure, but if you're doing a departure without the VNAV, in other words, with speed window open on the MCP, then it's going to be you as pilot that you're going to decide when to bug up, when to start the cleanup. So of course this page you can fill in, but it's not really giving you anything unless you use VNAV for departure. The other thing is the thrust reduction. The thrust reduction is going to be when the thrust will change from the takeoff thrust setting that we have calculated to the climb thrust. Okay, so now Nico, if you go back please on the route and then takeoff page. So as you can see, at the moment we have a 24K full D rate 24K, that is going to give us 91.7 when we press toga on departure. Now we're going to see, if you go into the N1 limit, please.
Sorry.
N1.
Yeah.
N1 limit.
Sorry, I wanted to ask you to just guide me there quickly because it was very quick on me, but then I realized there is the button.
Yeah.
There you go.
No problem. So here you can see that we have set up 24K. Now if you go into VNAV page instead, here we have the climb page. And remember, what is going to happen is that after departure, the page automatically is going to transit from the takeoff page into the climb page, because it's going to recognize that the aircraft is into the air. And as you can see on the right, we have the climb, the D-rated climb thrust, which is 86.2. So at 1,500 AGL, which has been set in takeoff page 2 by default, the thrust is going to move from takeoff thrust to climb thrust, which is 86.2. Okay, so this is all the information that we need, basically. Now you can stay on takeoff page for the departure, Nico, and then we're going to do the overhead scan to make sure we have everything ready for our departure.
Sorry, takeoff page. Okay, I just want to ask a silly question. Okay.
Yeah.
For this all to work, this is normal. It does not touch cutback. Cutback is something totally different, right?
We don't have it in our company, and to be fair, I have no idea what that is, to be completely fair.
Okay. All right. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
We were not going to go there.
So we're going to do this first. So remember this page and the takeoff page 1. And then for the second departure, we're going to use instead the VNAV. So I'm going to show you how VNAV takes the information that we have set up on takeoff page 2. Okay? But for this first departure, we're going to do it manually.
All right. The question on the stream is, does cost index affect this? I don't think so. This is too early.
The cost index will affect the climb speed, the cruise speed, the descent speed. Will not affect the performance given by the engine in terms of rating. What it will be touched, let's say, is the speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cutback, yes, the cutback is an additional.
It's like an additional feature.
It's like a template. It's an additional D-rate template. Okay, D-rate function.
Yeah.
I usually just click it and get it over with when I really want to make the aircraft climb differently and take off slower and things like that. But we're not going to bother with that. We're worried about this noise abatement 2 versus 1 thing. Okay.
Yeah. So if we have a look at the overhead, Nico, just to make sure we have everything set it up. We can get all the lights on, star switches. Pressurization is fine, don't worry too much. The lights, you put the strobe on and the anti-collision on. And then doubling is 250 as altitude.
Correct.
Good. Then we go down, auto brake RTO, flap to 5, blank the lower TU. Transponder, we can have TA array. Yeah.
Let me just set this lighting here.
Yeah.
Helps a bit.
Good. Now what you can do, you can hit the recall, please.
I just want to set the heading as well quickly.
Yeah, 277 is the runway heading. And we have a route, so you can arm LNAV as well. Okay. No VNAV. No, we're going to do it manually on the first episode.
Okay.
So on the first one, we are going to do it manually, which means that, as you can see at the moment on the MCP speed, we have set the V2 taken from the takeoff page.
Yes.
What is going to happen is that at 400 feet AGL, so 400 feet radio altimeter, we're going to maintain manual flight, Nico, and we are just going to verify that the roll mode is LNAV green, which means that LNAV kicked in at the right time.
Yeah.
You will see that LNAV will become green at 50 feet array, 50.
Yes.
But as a pilot, we are going to verify it at 400. And then, because remember guys, in the Boeing philosophy, at 400, the toga mode will finish. And you can notice this if you're really picky by looking at the flight director lights. At the moment, we have over the flight director switches, the master is on the pilot flying side, which is on Nico's side. Once we press toga, both master will come on, because the toga mode is a function of the flight director. Then, as soon as the toga mode is finished, which means 400 feet AGL, the flight director lights will come back only on the master side, which is Nico. Okay? So we're gonna see this if you're really picky. At 400, we're gonna verify that the nav is green on the FMA, and then we're gonna continue manually. So the auto throttle is gonna stay on, but no autopilot until 1000. At 1000, we're gonna engage Command A, and afterwards, we're gonna do a manual backup. So because the noise abutment that you are simulating is noise abutment procedure number 2, which means backup at 1000 AGL, we engage the autopilot first, and only afterwards we increase manually the speed on the speed window. How do we know what is our up speed? 2 ways. The first way is going to be the simple one. Once you are airborne, on the speed tape, you're going to read up, okay, on the speed tape on the PFT. The second way, little tip for you guys, if you go, Nico, into the init ref.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Init ref, index, approach. If you take your flap 40 speed, which is 140, plus 70, which is a fixed value, 70, 140 plus 70 is a 210. This means that at the actual gross weight, our up speed is a 210 knots. Okay? I'm going to show you this after departure. Now go back on the takeoff page, please. Good. Now we are ready for departure, Nico. So we can release the parking brake first. Let's do a config check to make sure that nothing sounds, just in case.
Will do, but I just also need to make sure there's no chocks or anything else like that. That's fine.
That would be a good idea.
Do that.
So parking brake off, quick config, nothing sounds good. 40%. Good, that's stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Toga.
There we go.
That's it. So as you can see, guys, on the FMA we have heading select, LNAV is armed, and toga mode, which is what we want at the moment. Okay? The rating even on the N1 is what we calculated, 94.7. So it's all looking good. 91.7. Yeah, 91.7, which is the one we calculated from the page.
140,
now at the rotation,
wait, 140 plus 70 is 110, Jacob. Go, Sasa.
210.
Yeah, 210, that's what I mean.
210. Okay, normal rotation. You will see, guys, at 50 feet, LNAV became green, but we do not verify anything. At the moment, we're flying the airplane. At the 400 feet, now we're going to verify it. FMA, we have LNAV. We keep flying manually. At 1000, Nico, you can engage Command A. That's it. Command A is in. Now we do the manual backup. So now you can see on the speed tape the up speed. You can match that speed from the speed window. So just increase the speed to match up. That's it. This is the backup up noise abutment procedure number 2. Now the flight director will pitch down to let the aircraft increase. We are above the white speed. With a positive trend, we can go flap 1. The aircraft is still accelerating, so we don't have to bother about anything. When we have the speed above the flap 1 maneuvering speed and a positive trend, we can call for flap up.
And look, we're at 87.6 N1 now.
That's it. Flap up. The aircraft went into climb thrust. And now, before pressing anything else, we have to wait 2 conditions. To be 3000 feet AGL or above, and we are already because we are at 4000 feet, and flaps up, no lights. You can see the flap lever is up with no lights below it. So now is a good time to engage VNAV and do the after takeoff checklist. This is, guys, how we do the noise abutment procedure number 2. Of course, the other condition that we have to remember is that because we are climbing to a level, we have to set the standard. So we have to say go on standard, passing whatever we are passing, climbing level 90. This is a confirmation because always the two pilots have to cross-check their altimeters. Happy? Does it make sense?
Makes sense
I
to
don't know.
me. Makes sense to
Yeah?
me. Yeah.
So you have seen the first option, which is basically a noise abutment procedure number 2 with command A engaged at 1000, and immediately you do the backup. This is the first option, and the backup is done. Where I say backup, it means moving the speed to the up speed. That's why we call backup. It means bug to up speed. In other words, we let the aircraft accelerate to retract the flaps. This way is done, let's say, manually, which doesn't mean without a throttle, but it means done by us by moving the speed window. The other option that we can use is VNAV, and now we're gonna do a departure with the VNAV, simulating a noise 1 departure, so with backup at 3000. So if you want, we can go back on the runway.
Okay, Jacob's asking a couple of questions there, Sasso.
Yeah, you have to read to me, unfortunately, because I'm...
Okay. He's concerned about why the level D sim didn't go to 89% of N1. I think it's a configuration. The answer is it's something with the configuration.
Could be a configuration, or probably we went into climb 1. Maybe the simulator was only with the full climb thrust.
Yeah.
And maybe the full climb thrust is basically almost 90-something%. Yeah. So, gear down, Nico.
Yeah. Wait. I'm still reading what he's saying. Right. I just want to quickly answer Bruno. Bruno, we're going to do the LevelUp flight after this demonstration. This is something that came into being, after the planning was done for the flight. So just bear with us. We're busy doing this demonstration in the Zibo because it's the tried and trusted model, and then yes, the LevelUp will have delayed updates until such time as we publish how to update them with the Zibo mod updates. It will be slightly delayed. Okay. Can I turn off the noise abatement procedures? I think it's a question of configuration. You either configure it to do that or you don't. So
no, I want to show him. I want to show him a page. If you go into VNAV page.
Okay, VNAV, yeah.
If you look at VNAV, here at the top we have climb. Sorry, that's the climb thrust. And then if you go into N1 limit.
N1 limit. Preference.
The button.
Oh, N1 limit, okay.
Yeah, you can see here on the right, you have climb 1, climb 2, and climb. I think maybe the sim was, it depends as well, because if you are taking off with 26K, what the mind of the aircraft is thinking is that if you are taking off with 26K, you really want to have a lot of thrust. And there will be no chance, unless you manually select it, that the climb thrust will be less than full 26K. Okay? So in other words, now for us, the climb thrust is going to be, 91 point something. But maybe if it's the full climb, then it's going to be more or less the same. So it really depends on the configuration of the simulator.
Yeah, it's going to be dependent on that, absolutely. Captain USA, good evening. Right, okay, guys. Yeah, I think it's a little bit difficult for me to ask the questions, pass it on to Sasso, but I'll do my best, so you guys must just hang in there.
Tell me, there are other questions?
No, we're done. We can continue.
Okay. So, now we're going to do the departure with the VNAV. So the first thing before doing anything else on the MCP, we have to go into takeoff page and then takeoff page 2.
Left. On runway 28 left.
Okay. Now on this page we're gonna set up the acceleration height that we need. We're gonna simulate a noise abandonment procedure number 1, which means bug up at 3,000 feet AGL. So just type 3,000, Nico, next to acceleration height. That's it. Now, what is gonna happen? Now you can go back on page 1 for takeoff.
Hold a second. I'm reading on that side and you're talking. Okay, which page you want me to go to?
The normal takeoff, previous page.
Previous page, okay, yeah.
That's it. And now that we have set up the acceleration height, now you can arm a VNAV for departure. So remember, anytime you want to do a VNAV departure, you have to set up takeoff page 2, because you need to respect the acceleration altitude as per noise abandonment procedure number 1 or noise abandonment procedure number 2. Okay? And we have done it.
Okay.
Good. Now we can arm VNAV if not already done. Yeah, it's already armed. Wonderful. So now we are ready for departure. Let's do a quick recall again, just to make sure everything is still good. Parking brake off, quick config. Good. Nothing is standing. Good. Okay. So in this case, remember guys, you still set the V2 in the speed window. You still set it, because it's a safe speed. The V2 is the safest speed, the lowest speed that you have to maintain in an engine failure situation, okay? So even the flight director, if the flight director recognizes that there has been an engine failure and you are flying at less than V2 speed, it will give you the pitch to regain and fly at least the V2. The V2 is the minimum safe speed in the air, all right? So even if you're doing this VNAV departure, you want to have a V2 written there in the MCP. Now, happy days, at 50 feet, we are going to see the same thing. LNAV will engage in green, VNAV will engage in green, and the speed window will close, because VNAV is kicking in. That's why it's important to have the takeoff page 2 pre-built. Otherwise, VNAV is going to back up whatever you think is the acceleration altitude, okay? Then the sequence will be still the same. At 1000, we engage command A, and now this time, nothing has to be done on the MCP, because VNAV will do all the things for us. One thing that I want to do, Nico, sorry, in the legs page, because we have the turn there at the beginning, let's put 220B / next to Dublin as a speed restriction. Why we do this, guys? Well, if you look at the legs page, we're gonna taking off and then come back on the other direction. So what is the point of speeding up to 250 if then we have to turn back? That's why we always tend to put 220 as a speed to maintain before turning back. Okay, back on takeoff page.
Okay, before we go there, Teropa, yes, there's a new Zibo. This is the latest one. It is available to you guys. I just haven't done the announcement yet because Zibo gave it to us literally before the stream started. Dixon, the reason we're doing this in this stream is so that we can all refer back to it, because I actually wanted Sasso to do a write-up for me and then I could show you, and then we decided no, let's show you and then I can do my write-up from what he's shown. Okay, so that's the whole reason why we really are doing this, so that we can take it a little bit further with the training. Okay, then who was asking, Rule, you were asking about Explain 11. Not all the features are usable in Explain 11, unfortunately. So at some point in time, Zibo will do probably one more update to Explain 11, you know, to unify everything. But obviously it will only include what is capable of being used in Explain 11. My advice to you is upgrade your PC, get Explain 12 and join us on the side. That's going to be, at the end of the day, the long run anyway. Okay, so your turn. Sorry, man.
Yeah, just takeoff page. Takeoff page in the FMC. Route takeoff.
Wait, I'm getting there.
That's it. Good. Let's go with the takeoff now. And at 1000, we are going to engage Command A, and then we're going to observe VNAV. Okay, so same indication as before, heading select and toga as a pitch mode. We have LNAV and VNAV armed below it, and we're going to verify that at 50 feet they will engage, they will become green.
Yes.
That's it. Get up. And we have LNAV. Now we still have the toga mode, which is normal until 400, and that's our VNAV. Okay? So now VNAV kicked in, the speed window is now closed, because VNAV is take responsibility for the speed. At 1000, Command A. Now we are gonna observe at what height, in other words, at which altitude. It could be 3,200 and something, because on the QNH it's going to be 3,000 AGL plus the aerodrome elevation. We will see VNAV increasing the speed path. Let's have a look. Now we are climbing nicely in LNAV and VNAV. Here it comes 3,000. Remember, it's 3,000 AGL, so it's going to be 3,200 something. Okay, that's 3,200 over there. That's the speed going up automatically, plugging to 20. Okay, which is the restriction that we have put in the legs page. As you can see, it's the same thing that we have done before. The pitch is reducing, the speed is increasing. Flap 1. Now, as soon as the speed is above the flap 1 maneuvering speed and positive trend, we can set flap up. That's it. So now, guys, as you can see, autopilot, VNAV, LNAV, and AutoThrottle are doing the job for us. Now, again, the configuration will be to wait to have flaps up, no lights. We are already in VNAV. What we have to do is to set standard. Don't forget to switch your altimeters, because this could be the difference between a possible collision or even an altitude burst. Okay, so this is really important. As you can see now, VNAV is maintaining 220, which is the speed that we have set in the legs page, and the job is done. So this is the noise abandonment procedure number 1.
Yay!
Happy days!
Thank you, Sasso. Thanks for the education.
Pleasure. I hope it was clear.
Yeah, I liked it. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Sasso, I'm just going to send you a message. You might, could you just read this and see if you agree with the information, because this might be useful for simmers.
Okay.
There you go, guys. Make your notes, make your notes. I'm also going to review this later, come up with some nice notes and stuff, and we'll take it from there.
There's an IVEO document I've just sent to Sasso about noise abatement. I don't want to contradict what you've said, you see.
What you said? He said or me said?
No. It's good. It's good, Mac. This is good, and basically the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Absolutely, it's the same thing. Remember, guys, noise abandonment procedure number 1 ICAO, FAA, whatever you go in the world. Noise abutment procedure number 1 means bug up at 3,000 feet AGL. Noise abutment procedure number 2 means bug up at 1,000 feet AGL. Then some airport, like for instance Dublin or even Madrid, for instance, they might have some particular noise abutment procedure due to the the cities and maybe the village next to the runway. For instance, Dublin is no standard bug up at 1,500 AGL. So if you have to do a noise abutment procedure with a VNAV in Dublin, you have to set takeoff page 2, acceleration height 1,500. In Madrid, for instance, you have no standard bug up at 3,500 AGL. So again, you either do it manually, so you have to do the maths in your mind, or you go into the FMC, and if you're doing a VNAV departure, you just have to set up the takeoff page 2.
100%.
I've sent you a copy so you can post it, Nico.
I'm first going to read through it. I just don't want to send just anything out, so we'll see what it looks like.
That's why I sent it to Sasso first.
Yeah, let's first see what's bottom.
Yeah. Nico, I'm going to be around. I just have a phone call, but I will be here around.
Yeah, 100%. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
So wait, before you go.
Tell me.
The noise abatement procedures, where do we find it in the literature? Is it on the chart or is it in the actual NOTAMs, or where do we find that?
It will be in the general information of an airport, or it will be, there used to be a website for simmers. Give me a second. Bookmarks.
Hello, Cap. My name is Linda.
Simulators.
I am your first officer
Where
today.
the bloody is? Charts, maybe? Black box 711.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you open this website, blackbox711.com, you have a link to Airport Quick Info. You can enter the ICAO code of the airport, Echo India Delta Whiskey, for instance, and this is going to open you airport information with the noise abutment procedure to be used.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because Jacob wants to know if EGSS has one, and I mean it's easier to explain where to find it. You can go find it.
If you don't see anything, is noise abutment procedure number 2. And in specific airport, Echo Golf Sierra Sierra, which is Stansted, is noise abutment procedure number 2.
Okay.
Remember, guys, sometimes there will be, for instance, Bergamo, some other airport that have 2 different noise abutment procedure for different runways. In other words, in Bergamo, runway 10 is noise abutment procedure number 2, runway 28 is noise abutment procedure number 1. Why? Because the noise abutment is regarding the authority that has to, let's say, manipulate the noise due to, the people living there next to the runway. So, in other words, if you take off from runway 28, you are in the middle of the city. If you take off from runway 10, there is nobody. And that's why if there is nobody close to the runway, you do the bug up at 1,000. So you accelerate first and then you climb faster. If there are people living close to the runway, you want to keep your speed low, climb better, and then accelerate. That's why the difference between 1 and 2.
All right. Sorry, he says it's ESGG. Same difference. Sorry, Jacob. My dyslexia showed there for a second.
ESGG.
Yeah, not EGSS. Sorry, I just read too fast. I apologize. Okay, but it's the same. It's the same story. Same story.
Noise abutment procedure number 2. Use the website blackbox711. Blackbox711. I'm gonna post the link in the chat.
Thank you.
I don't know if I can actually.
No,
I sent to you, Nico, and then you can.
Yeah, send to me. I'll post it quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And if you want to show noise abatement procedures, Nico, if you've got Navigraph charts handy,
I do.
It's taxi 101P8
will be there as well. Yeah.
and 1P9.
All right, but that's for a specific airport you're talking
But,
now.
yes.
Yeah, I'm already
But I
now
was
at a
just
different
showing
place.
where it is in Navigraph.
Yeah, so
that was all.
it's going to be in here somewhere. It's definitely going to be in here. Taxi. I don't know if it will be in this one specific, but it's going to be somewhere in here. You just have to read through it. Yeah, that's the big thing. All right, I'm at a totally different airport now, Max. So
Okay, fair enough.
If I was there, it would have been easier to show the guys. They must just read. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the question, let me quickly just go back. Hello, Toby. Just to say hello to you. UVP, this is Nagoya Chubu International, RJGG. All right, so it's like built on a little man-made island. Right, and we're going to fly to Hiroshima. And that is the plan. Okay.
So, but last piece of information, for instance, if you have Navigraph, you put Bergamo, if you go into the taxi charts, then you're going to have one chart which says airport briefing, departure. Just scroll the departure information. You're going to find one chapter which is noise abandonment procedure, and it will clearly say any takeoff from runway 28 should be performed in accordance with AKO, noise abandonment procedure, noise abandonment departure procedure 1. I will tell you basically. So if you don't read anything, it means noise abandonment procedure number 2.
Okay.
Sorry, Nico.
No problem. No, you go ahead. Right, I've just put that website address in there. Thank you, Blackbox711, for that website.
Yeah. It's not really up to date, but it's better than nothing. So it's good.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. Well,
I will do the phone call and I will be back.
Okay, enjoy. So just to conclude that whole story, okay, like I said, we just pushed it in here. Obviously, the way everything was planned was a little bit different, but I mean, guys, it just means you're going to have to go read the documentation of the airports now. You know, so I'm also going to have to start paying more attention to this if we really want to simulate to that level. If you don't want to simulate to that level, you know, I mean, we all saw the aircraft by default is set up for the noise abatement number 2 by default. You know, so yeah, the only time you're going to have to change it is really for number 1 if you need to change that. And I think that is more than likely what the cutback is for, because we can check it later. It's not important right now, but yeah, it should be in there. Okay, so this is the takeoff airport. It's not the best payware in the world, but it is better than default, trust me. So we're going to take our little 700. And why the 700? Very simple reason. You know what? I forgot to update it now. This is still on the beta. No? Yes, it is. It is. I'm going to have to just quickly kill it and update it to the latest one. I need to see if the ILS situation is fixed, because otherwise, for those of you that can remember in the last stream, it was really wonky on the ILS. So I need to see if it's working, and that is why we're going to use the 700. Just because we know now from experience that it's got it had a problem. All right. I'll share my screen on Discord again when able. No date, Chronic. No date. The HUD that is placed into the Zibo mod now needs to be placed into the LevelUp okay, and then apparently they're waiting on graphic updates. So once that is done, we can have it. You can have it. Yeah. Yeah, apparently there's a major graphical update they want to do. So yes, Joshua. Yes. We've been working on it for over a year already. Right. Also, Jar Design has already put Linda inside, and you can see she's there.
My name is
in
Linda.
the level up, what is nice, you buy her once and you get her in all the aircraft, 600, 700, 800, 900, same story. It's no difference. And yeah, let's see. This should now be 6. Wonderful. So it's not on the beta anymore. All right, so with all the excitement, I never dispatched my flight. So if you will bear with me for a second or 3, I'm going to do that now. Let me show you guys quickly how I do it, and then you don't sit and wonder what I'm
ready
doing
for
here.
Electrical power up procedure.
Yeah, Texan, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we just chatted about it and we said, you know, let's do it this way. And I'm glad we did. I'm really glad we did. Copy to clipboard. Runway 36 and runway 10. The last time I heard anything about the MAX was when they drew the engines for it 2 years ago. If there is any MAX program running at this point in time, they're hiding it from me too. There's no news on the MAX at all. I have no news on it, know nothing about it. So the short and sweet is they said they're going to do it. Whether they're still doing it, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Right, so let's see. $93, 3.7 and 4.6. There we go. UVP, the page that I did my flight planning on, that is the Skymatix VA flight planning page. Okay. Let's quickly go back there. So what you guys are looking at is after the dispatch, it gives us like this summary, and we can also go look at all the pictures and stuff. It's all the SimBrief stuff that gets pulled in here. And then we've also got the live weather from windy.com. You know, it's all just part of the VA. So if you guys are interested in joining a no-nonsense, no-frills VA, this is about the best I can suggest. We've got thousands and thousands of routes, and it's directly integrated with SimBrief, you know, and we've got some nice tours that we do from here and all. So when I do all my dispatching, I come over here. You know, we've got a very nice database. Let me show you this quickly. We log the flight hours. Yes, I'll show you quickly around. Let me take you to the airport we are at now. What's it? Where is that thing? I'm not used to the Japanese ones now. RJGG. Right. Ooh, I spelled it wrong. RJGG. Okay, so basically you pick your airport. It gives you you can say whether it's destination or arrival, you know, and then it shows you from this airport, these are the actual destinations you can go to. And it's also nice, you can actually click on the airport and you can see the flight map. And you can manipulate the map a little bit if you want. So there you can see that's where we are, obviously, and those are the different destinations, you know, and you can change the map, you know, to suit your style, whichever one you want, or you just go to dark. Like it is. This is default. You can pick a flight by going to the line. Let's take that one. Okay, so you can pick whether you want to go the one way or the other way, and you know that's one way of doing it. Or you can go through the way I just showed you. If we go that route, for instance, means we're gonna fly to Seoul, Incheon. Okay, and then we can do a bid for it. Okay, and that by bidding for it, you can basically set up all your flight roster for yourself. So you can go to bids, and you can build up a nice flight roster for you. And as you complete them, you know you can see they will disappear off the page, and you can just fly through the roster. The other thing that we do, I don't have it active at this point in time, but you get a little list like this. We have assignments that we give you as an airline. If you want them, then we tell you where to go, when, you know, what the airport pairs will be in the sequence. Or you have the tours. We've got some pretty neat tours in here, and you guys can go look at these tours, you know, and you can, for instance, this one I just completed. This is the Australia, New Zealand one, you know, and you can see the map there. Let me show you the one I want to do next is the high altitude challenge tour. Now you're gonna have to do this in the Zibo. You can pretend to do it in the PMDG, but it's not equipped for it. Now this takes you to hot and high conditions if you do it now while it's our summer. Okay, and over here you can typically expect you know, the airports, due to density altitude, can sometimes turn at about 14,000 foot in density altitude. So this is the next tour I want to do. And Zibo actually built the proper high altitude pressurization system in. It's an option in the EFB, so we can actually fly this legal, in brackets, you know, proper. So it's nice. And if you go to your profile, I'll show you my profile. It gives you kind of like a whole story about yourself. You see, these were my assignments that I've completed. I can actually ask for new ones, but I'm not there. I can see my tours that I've completed. We've got some rewards and stuff, and then we've also got statistics, a whole bunch of statistics, all kinds of nice things to have. I don't want to show the actual roster, but there you can find all the different you know, people that are in the VA, obviously.
It's nice to see the number of aircraft showing on the map at the moment as well, Nika.
Let's go have a look. There you go. These are all the guys that are currently flying for the VA, you know, so it's a very active VA. It's very nice. Yeah.
That's real confidence building. That.
Yeah, heartwarming.
And yeah, heartwarming. That's the word.
Yeah.
All your work has paid off.
Yeah, we've been a few guys. Mac, you were one of them. We've spent thousands of hours building this thing, you know, and we've got thousands of routes in here. Literally, probably about almost 6,000, just under 6,000. This flight we're doing now is flight number 5757, if I recall correctly. So, just shows you there's a lot. This is what the PyRep looks like after. You know, you can go into great detail. You know, have your black box tell you all kinds of things. There's your flight log. It's amazing what kind of detail this thing actually, you know, keeps. You know, so load info, financials, all kinds of nice to haves. Okay, I just want to quickly mention to you guys, I didn't plan on doing this, but we don't have a rule that you have to fly a certain amount of hours per month. When we created this, we said we're not going to require the people to have a second job. This is not a second or a third or a fourth job. If you come here, you do it. It's up to you, your time. You know, you fly once a year, that's fine. After 3 months, it will put you on leave. And the way to get off leave is you book a flight, you fly the flight, you then book the results afterwards through the ACARS. And this is the ACARS thing over here. So this thing runs the whole time to track you. You don't have to be online with IVEO or VATSIM or any other network. You must just have an internet connection so the network can speak. You know, the internet, your computer can speak to the server. That's all. And that's it. That's how easy it is.
Anybody who does decide to join, can I please ask you to read through the information that's requested of you, like your home airfield, your home country, stuff like that. Otherwise it defaults to airport where there's no routes, and so
yeah, yes,
the
please.
auto.
Yeah, just register proper. That's what McDrawing is asking. Bruno, that feature has been there since day one, and it's got nothing to do with Zibo or LevelUp. If you put your PDF in the correct folder, you can open it up with charts. There's your folder. You see there, plugins, Avitab, charts. Put your PDF in there and you will have your own PDFs and you can do your own checklist. Everything is there. It's been there for years already. Joshua, no, we're a VA on IVEO. We've got training agreements and all kinds of other agreements with IVEO. So I know a lot of our guys fly on VATSIM. It does not stop you from flying on VATSIM. If you go into your remarks, you can always type in, you know, VA Skymatix, and they can use the call sign Skymatix. But we are not registered as a VA on VATSIM, because everything we've done so far has just been through IVEO. Right, okay, so Chronic, they might, I don't know. I don't know. Look, if you, let me put it to you this way. If you use the XCSL library for your liveries, it will show because it's included. So it all depends on what you use as a library for your liveries, but it should, if you put it in there. Yeah, Bruno, I don't know. Look, Avitab is not our product. Okay, that's just a plugin that's running on our tablet. You're going to have to speak to Falco about putting it in the way you want it in. Exactly, so then there you go, Chronic, that's it. Okay, without wasting more time, let's quickly start looking around here. What do we want to do? I want to see which way to push. go into that airport. Alright, so we're almost facing in the right direction. We don't have to push really weirdly. So I'm gonna do this.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
If you're unwilling or unable to perform the actions that may be required of you at any time during the flight without injury to yourself, please notify flight attendant first.
That's done. That's why we have the story playing in the background.
Devices is permitted while the boarding door is open. Just prior to closing the door, we'll advise you when to turn off and stow all large portable electronic devices. You may continue to use your small lightweight devices as long as they are turned and on airplane mode. Pedestrian, please direct your attention to the following safety presentation.
Hello, Wycliffe. No, I'm not aware of that, Bruno. Honestly, I'm not aware of that at all. It could be. I don't know. But then you know more than I do. Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's ready. It will be ready when it's ready. So you obviously were not here when I said it, so I'm going to quickly recap. We're waiting on the new HUD to be installed here, okay, because this is not working now because of the clash now with the Zibo code and things. It's obviously expecting that, and it doesn't appear here yet. So between Coffee and Peter and the guys, they need to get that thing in here. And then apparently there is a mega update to textures, which I recently found out. That's holding it back a little bit. Okay, so once that's done, you know, everybody will be happy and you can get it. All right, let's quickly see altitude. What altitude did we get? 340. 340, and we are landing at what altitude? Stand by. What noise? What noise is loud? Sorry. Stand by HSI. Okay, hold on. I think that's what I'm reading. I'm just going to kill the sound a little bit. Tell me when it's okay, all right? That should be better, I hope, Antonia. Bruno, no, I've spoken about this many times, that FCOM is either old or it is based upon a company SOP. There is no reason not to energize that, because there is a magic little thing that is called a bypass pin. The moment the bypass pin is inserted, you can go watch the videos on YouTube, it nullifies and voids any interaction between the control column, the nose wheel, and the pushback. So the only thing that you need to watch out for is gusting wind, because that can knock your knees. Okay, so for that reason, the guys don't care about it anymore, unless it's really, really necessary. They don't bother with switching A and B off anymore in the real world. Antonio, I don't know, because I tell you what I did on my side. Okay, I cheated a little bit. My son was screaming at me because it was too loud. My wife was screaming at me because everything was too loud. So I turned my volume almost right down, and at the end of the day, I can't hear what you guys are hearing right now because the family is moaning. You see, so I'm glad you mentioned it, because I can't hear it.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, Sasso.
What happened?
Well, no, we've been talking about so many different things now. Believe it or not, we even used your name idly. Promise you. Yeah.
Are we doing the streaming or no?
Yeah, we're still streaming. I haven't even taken off. I'm busy setting up to take off.
Okay. No, it's because you're on live on air. I didn't see the streaming going, so I was like, what?
Wait. The people here are too gentle to ask me for it. There you go.
Okay. Thank you so much, boss.
Yeah, no problem. I'm sure he knows we used his name. Yes. Okay, so this thing. The time has run away with us. But anyway, in all fairness, I want to tell you guys, I hope I'm not alone. I've been enjoying this stream quite a bit. I'm sitting here thoroughly relaxed and enjoying myself. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as well.
I echo that. A lot of very useful information yet again.
Mm. R. Kelly, no. I'm not using anything. I am using xEnviro. And xEnviro, depending on the aircraft and depending on various situations with the sun and things like that, you know, it's the only thing I have that could potentially change the brightness. Okay, so time of day, things like that, in relation to xEnviro. It's the only thing I can currently think of that could potentially change anything that you guys see. The other thing that you need to take into account is I'm using AMD graphics, okay? And the AMD graphics is totally different than NVIDIA graphics. The way it displays, the color richness and the washoutness and things like that. It's weird, man. It's just, it took me a while to get used to AMD graphics in X-Plane. It's just not the same.
There is a subtle difference, those that are used to X-Plane 11 and X-Plane 12. If you're looking out through the windscreen, there's a retina type
the iris
dimming,
yes,
of the cockpit. So when you look down at the panels, they become lighter again.
Yeah, so in other words, what Mac is saying, if you look out there and you look back, you'll see that it's like your eyes, the iris opens up because it's dark and then it becomes lighter. But I want to also tell you something else, okay? Remember, this is not Zibo, this is the LevelUp, and they use different textures and different quality textures than what the Zibo uses. So I think that's also contributing to the fact that it looks nicer and brighter. That's just my opinion. Don't hold me to it. I'm just thinking out loud. I think that is, you know, more of what's happening here.
An old friend of mine who was an RAF pilot, he used to fly VC-10s and he flew VIPs up and down to Australia and what have you. A VIP came into the cockpit one day to say good morning to him, and she was surprised that they had newspapers up at the cockpit windows. And she remarked, "How can you see where you're going?" And obviously he said, "We don't need to see where we're going, but we do need to protect our eyes."
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, well, what's wrong with your sunglasses?" And he said, "Believe it or not, newspaper and charts up at the windows are far better." The VIP was Princess Margaret.
Excellent.
Yeah, unfortunately he's passed away now, Ollie Alderson. He had a very long career in the RAF and then commercial pilot as well. He was a great man. I think he must have been something like 20 years older than me, maybe a bit more. But he was a true gentleman, true RAF gentleman.
Nice. Yeah, we're all hoping for them to fix that iris thing. It's overdone a little bit. Even though that when they say they talk about foundation principles and first principles and things like that, we all know that book knowledge and practical experience are two different things. So sometimes book knowledge works, sometimes it doesn't practically translate. And in this case, I don't see it practically translating at all.
An interesting question. I don't know whether you'll be able to show it, Nico, during this flight. You know how with the Zibo, the sun shines onto the instruments even when it's behind the aircraft. The bulkheads don't block it off. Does that happen in the LevelUp?
I don't know. That's a very good question, Mac. Let's see when we turn now and, you know, what we pick up in the flight.
Yeah, I just thought it would be an interesting...
Yeah, let's have a look-see. My main reason for flying the 700 again tonight is because the last time I made a mess of that ILS, right? So I need to redeem myself and check if it isn't an aircraft problem. Because I spoke to Alan earlier and he says he does not think it's an aircraft problem. He thinks it was my stake that was interfering the other night, which is fair enough. We're going to try it and then report back. And for those of you wondering, I will uncage that thing just now. Just give me a second. I'm busy still setting up. Yes, we've spoken about so many things tonight. I need to keep my wits about me. Alright, so let's pull our little lever. Mac, is that you broadcasting? Sounds like you're whacking something.
Oh, just picking up a sandwich. Sorry.
No problem. I'm just curious. There you go. There he is. Speak of the man. Speak of the man. How's it, Alan? This has been a very interesting show tonight, Alan. I promise you. And you came just in time because we're about to take off now. We're happy. Before takeoff procedure. Oh, that's me talking nonsense. Oh, she's bombed out. Let me just start this engine again. Oh, I'm glad it bombed out. Copilot restart.
Speech engine restart.
Okay. Before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
There you go.
Grounded cockpit. Tow is driving up.
It's obviously in the middle of the night in Japan right now, for those of you wondering. I'm not flying real time.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
See, by default, this thing is set up already. All the Zibos are set up for noise abatement number 2. Alright, so the only time it's going to go down to 1 is if you change all of the settings. And obviously if you enable the cutback. You see, in the cutback, it's kind of like a template already for your noise abatement number 1. See, look, it restores the power at 3000 HL. It's almost a no-brainer now. Let's use it. Let's use it. Let's play with it.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Before start procedure complete.
Thank you, Linda.
Ready for before start checklist.
Don't worry about it. We're too good for that. Until we make a mistake. Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
Linda's looking a little bit better now. Has she been redrawn?
This is a newer version of Linda. I'm not sure if she's been redrawn. She might have had a touch-up. That's possible. But this is a later and newer version than you have for Zibo.
Yeah, she certainly looks better.
Joshua Finnegan, what you need to do is look at the top right-hand corner. When you are in that dead link page, look at the top left-hand corner. There's a room called Start Year Rules.
25 and 2.
That is what you need to pay attention to. It tells you exactly what to do from there. Just go into that room and it tells you. And then you can come and join us if you want.
Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
I like that comment, air guitarist.
Oh, I haven't even read. Yeah.
25 and 2.
Guys, have a look here quickly. Right, this is obviously now Discord, right? When you come in, it's going to lock you into the welcome room. All right, you need to go here. There's a whole bunch of rules and stuff that you need to agree to, and to get in, you need to press that OK button. That's all you need to do. It's not brain science, rocket science. All you need to do is go to Start Year Rules and do it.
Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
One of the reasons for that method of joining the Discord is it prevents bots from getting in.
Completely. It snookers the bots and the hackers completely. It's like it's completely dumbfounded. The people, they don't know how to get past that. And it's just because we do it manually. Mac, your mic's hot. The mic's on.
Oh, sorry.
Before taxi procedure.
Before taxi
Tow is
procedure.
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Okay, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but this is the new beta pushback from yesterday. It did not care whether my parking brake was set or not. It just started the disconnection process. Very
Before
interesting.
taxi
I'll have to
procedure
report
complete.
that.
I am ready for before taxi checklist.
Right. Okay. So we're ready to go.
Taxi lights on. Doors not closed.
What? Ooh.
Close that door.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, eh? What? Okay, so we'll have to pay attention to that too, because that's also not supposed to be that way.
I've got a question for you, Nico. I knew there was something I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
The last few days in the Zibo, my ground power unit has been turning off after like maybe 5 minutes.
No, I've never seen that. Do you have gusty winds? Or is your chocks in place? Parking brake in place?
Ready for before taxi
Yeah,
procedure.
everything's in
Flaps
place.
5 set.
One or two people mentioned it here on the Discord, but I think they all came back with answers why it happened to them. So I'm at a bit of a loss, I must be honest. I don't know. It's never happened to me, huh?
Yeah, just the last few days. Well, after 5 minutes, the ground power unit goes off. So I'm having to start the APU long before I would normally, so I can keep power on the plane.
Yeah. Jacob, I've learned a long time ago not to question Zibo. He knows things we don't know. And Sasso didn't bat an eyelid about it, so it must be correct. If it's not correct, obviously it will be fixed, but then you need to prove it's not correct. You know the story, you know the drill, how it works. And remember what he said, it all depends on the D-rate use, it depends on the atmospherics, it depends on the load, it depends on whatever, you know, there's a million things that can go wrong. Yeah, I just wanted the draft in here, man, just for good luck, just before takeoff. Yeah, that is very possibly the Zibo code, because remember I updated this aircraft to the latest Zibo the moment before I started this explain session, okay? And it could be Zibo code related to the parking brake and the door. Those are two things that will need to be looked at. Yeah, we can do the fixings. We can do it. John, no one knows the date and the time and the hour because there's a graphic update that's busy happening, and also the new HUD needs to be installed in the LevelUp now. So those are the two things holding it back. How long it's going to take to do the graphic update, I don't know. But in terms of the flight modeling and stuff, we're done. We're ready to go. Me and Alan more than me, has spent hundreds and hundreds of hours flying this thing, testing, suggesting, fixing. You know, we're done as far as the flight modeling is concerned. Unless Alan knows something I don't, but we're waiting on the graphics guys now. That's the way I understand it. Yeah, it's really nice, you know. We can even open the windows, you know, so don't know if you guys have seen this, but just before we take off, we might just want to get the last bit of fresh air, you know. Yeah, it's nice. That was an absolutely brilliant touch the guys built in there. No, that reset at some point in time. It kicked me out of my yaw damper as well. Thank you for mentioning that. It's supposed to be 132. I didn't realize because I noticed we had a problem here, and I think it's all related.
Prepare for takeoff.
You know, to the door, the parking brake, and something happened that I did not notice that caused the yaw damper to kick off, and obviously the autopilot. That's usually a loss of power, so it could be related to switching over to the APU from ground power, you know, something like that. That caused it. I don't know. I'll have to look closer.
Taxi lights on.
Before takeoff procedure. Knock yourself out, Linda.
Before takeoff procedure.
Are you using the pilot thing for that you buy off of the expense store?
Before takeoff procedure complete. Ready for before takeoff checklist.
Mac?
Hello?
I've just muted him.
Is she done? Did she do what she needed to do? I didn't. Right. Let's go.
Stabilized.
Approaching 3-6. On runway 3-6.
Stabilized.
And Toga, let's see.
Takeoff thrust set. 80 knots. Throttle hold. V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
And there's command A. This is the 700.
Acceleration altitude.
Right, so we have done what we needed to do. We're in the cutback. You can see there, look, the N1 is 81.3, and at 3000 AGL, that'll go back to climb thrust.
Flaps 1 set. Flaps upset.
Guitarist, there's a question for you.
Flight level 100. Landing lights switches off.
From all of us at American Airlines, thank you for flying with us today. We're proud to be Air Transport World's 2017 Airline of the Year. A special welcome to Advantage in One World members. If you are not an Advantage member, you can sign up at aa.com/join to earn miles for today's flight and continue earning miles with our retail and travel partners. Our Advantage Aviator MasterCard is another great way to earn miles for everyday purchases and enjoy benefits such as your first check bag free.
Brynn, it looks like he's not here. I usually use 10,000 foot. Okay, that is what I just use as a general rule of thumb for the passenger seatbelts. Yeah, the model does not prevent you from opening it. I must actually ask them to block it.
Approaching transition.
How's everybody?
Fine in here.
Not too bad.
Okay, about food. Had a big plate of chili. Lovely.
Transition altitude.
I had to stake
a couple of questions for you.
Yeah, Gary, shoot.
Did you have any issues with the latest beta version of X-Plane and Zink enabling?
No. Only if you're on NVIDIA. They've disabled it for NVIDIA. If you're an NVIDIA card user.
No, well, I'm AMD like you, and we've always had the same settings, but I've had trouble with Zink staying enabled in the graphics settings. Can you just check your graphics settings that it's still enabled?
It is. It is. It was. Yeah. Definitely. What happened was, after I updated to the latest version of X-Plane, it crashed once on me. I had to set it once and never again. It's just been stable.
Because what I have to do now to get around that is I have to drop the exe file into the CMD and do a little workaround dash Zink, and it works that way, but I just can't get it to stay enabled.
But are you on the latest AMD graphic drivers?
Yeah, I've got the standby 23.12.1.
I'm not certain, but was there specific graphics cards there was a problem with the Zink, even though we're talking AMD?
I don't know, Gary. I'm using 23.7.2 and I don't have a problem.
Right, so you're a couple of versions behind me.
I didn't even know there was a newer version.
Yeah, 2312 at the minute. Which graphics card do you have? I have the 6700 XT.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, thought so.
And I'm on Windows 11.
I'm on 10, okay. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know, there's something really weird. So I can get Zink to enable when I'm launching the program with the CMD option, but it just won't stay enabled in the options. When I restart X-Plane, every time I open it back up again and go into the settings, it's just the box is unticked again.
Ish, yeah. No, my friend, no idea.
Anyway, right, not to worry.
If I'm outside, you don't want to get my voice drowned out. I hope it's the right level now. Thank you, Stephen. Didn't know you were here. There you go. Thanks for the answer. I see, Jacob. Keep on testing, buddy. Someday we're gonna find the sweet spot. It's a beautiful aircraft, don't you think? So nice.
It's not a payware aircraft, is it?
Yeah. Payware free.
Payware free?
This is LevelUp.
The test version, though, Gary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's the new level up. They're getting ready for X-Plane 12, isn't it?
It is.
Be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Specifically just for the 700 series, mainly. I think I'll stay with Zibo for the rest.
You don't want the 900s at the moment, do you?
No, they're grounded. You're not allowed to fly them.
Woo! Just been on the news, Paula Venables has handed back her CBE. You won't know what that is, Nico, but a couple of others will.
Okay.
About the post office
Can we
injustice.
keep it aviation related, please, in the chat? Because we are streaming.
Yes, of course. Right, I'm going to try this GPU thing again now, Nico. Just load it up. See what happens. I'm not going to put a plan in or anything. I just put the GPU on.
Have a look. Let's see. Guys, Bruno just was talking there about learning the METARs and stuff. You can use that website. You can copy and paste the stuff. It will translate it for you, and it's got a couple of other nifty little tools in there as well. So have a look at that website.
1000 to level off.
Matt, can I borrow you for a minute?
Yeah, drag me off to another room, Gary.
Yeah, just the one above will do.
Okay.
That's an interesting observation because I was under the impression that it used the N1, Jacob. I must say, this was quite a pleasant climb up to 340.
So the GPU has gone off and it was 2 minutes.
Wycliffe, is it the one from the EFB or the one from the Jetway? Which GPU?
It's the one in the EFB I'm using.
You sure your chocks are set? Yeah, and what's the wind doing?
It's
You know?
calm. It's
Is it?
calm. Chocks are not set in the EFV.
Please set them next time. Or set them now, switch the GPU on and see what happens then.
Roger.
Because remember, if that aircraft moves, it's going to disconnect the GPU.
Okay, I put ground power back on.
Ooh, yeah, Christer, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to say anything about that, Jacob, but it could be a new thing, yes. What do you mean, please explain, UVP? What are you referring to? Remember, there's a slight delay, so I'm busy concentrating here, and I think I missed something there. Just please explain what I need to explain. Alright, we've got that. Our descent altitude is 35. It's 35. Alright, so we want ILS 1087. Can you please explain requesting of wind speeds and QNH change? Okay, look at that now. Okay, so that magic B738x.html file that you get from SimBrief contains all the wind information. Now, if we go to legs and we go to the route data, we can update the winds. Okay, and the reason we want to update the winds is for better performance of the aircraft. Okay, so it's just something in all the calculations. It assists the aircraft to better plan, you know, its next move, basically, in layman's terms. Okay, not to get too technical. Then in the descent page, going to forecast, I calculate my ISA temperature manually, and I use this little tool that I wrote many moons ago It's in my private hangar, so you can download it. So I put in my airport elevation, the current temperature, and it tells me the airport's ISA deviation temperature. And as you can see, it's -8. And there you can see that is what I put in. And then obviously I just get the latest QNH for the airport to put that in there. Okay, so with the forecast winds, with the ISA deviation and the QNH put into the FMC, it will give me a more accurate descent path. If, for instance, we do an RNAV approach, if you don't have the correct QNH there, you're going to be either too high or too low and it could kill you. You know, so what does... I can't see the whole story. If you're asking TA, that's transition altitude, and TL is transition level. TA, if you're coming from the bottom up, you go through TA, and then you go into the flight levels. If you come from the top down, you go from the TL into the TA. And it just means that is the point where you have to press the standard button, so you either switch to the local QNH or to the standard. So when you're going up, you want to be on standard. When you're coming down, you want to be on the local QNH. And that is to have the aircraft at the right altitude for the correct procedure. As easy as that. You know, so that's how it works. So if you read your METAR now, you'll see over there, QNH 1017. So it says 1017 in standby. We currently, the green is standard. So what's going to happen is when we hit flight level 140, the standard is going to turn yellow. And that's going to prompt us to press the standard button to switch to the local QNH. Now, if that question of yours moves a bit higher and I can actually see what you're writing and it's different, I'll just answer it then again. Oh, there you go. Yeah, okay, you see, that heart is in my face here. I couldn't see what you're talking about. TIA, that is your anti-ice, correct, as Stephen was saying. All right, Bruno, and thanks for all the questions. By the way, Stephen is correct about that abbreviation. So I wish I could remove this heart from my screen. It's so annoying blocking the flippin' text. Hello, Marius, welcome. Okay. There, that one. Okay, let me explain that one. So basically, if you knew at what flight level you could expect icing, you could input it there, and basically that's all related to your anti-ice. So Stephen is still correct. The abbreviation is still about your anti-ice. That's how you could tell the system where you are expecting the ice. I don't think it's modeled in the Zibo yet at all, so it's no good in me trying to go further with the explanation. But it's all part of the forecast. If you knew that as you were going down, flight level 100 had ice in it, you could tell it. You know, it was all part of the plan.
Hey, Sasso.
Hello.
How are you?
All good, you?
Yeah, not too bad. No complaints.
Nice.
You back, Sasso?
Yep.
Nico, did you find any level change problems in the climb out in the latest Zibo?
I didn't use level up in the climate, except for when me and Sasso were flying with it earlier. No, we didn't even use level change. No, I haven't used level change. Can't tell you.
I noticed I was doing a flight last night from Athens to Belgrade, and after departure, there was a hard altitude stop at 3,000 feet, but he gave me a continuous climb, and rather than to just keep the climb going, I just put level change in 250 knots, so I busted the stop altitude at 3,000 feet, and I noticed that the auto throttle wasn't responding in level change mode.
Now that first of all means you've got an old version, your ancient history. The newest version was released just before my stream started, so that's two different versions now. But no, I didn't use level change in that one either. I haven't played with level change in a while.
Oh, when was the... No, I think it was on 4.5.
Oh, we're on 4.6 now.
Oh, it's Zibo out 4.6, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that in the Discord. Let me get 4.6, so.
Yeah, because it could be fixed already, I don't know. You'll have to test it, come back.
Will do.
Is there any procedural holds in this flight?
That I know of, but let's have a look. See. There's no procedural, no.
That was the only fault that we noticed last night. Was when we were in BNAV, when we came out the procedure hold, it didn't continue with the descent path. But we need to go back and double check it.
Yeah.
It exited the hold correctly, exit armed as part of the procedure hold, but it didn't follow the BNAV path.
Nico, I think it was probably a combination of SGES plugin and Cox being off in the Zibo.
Okay.
The SGES plugin, which is Simple Ground Services.
Okay.
The chocks are always on in that. You have to turn them off, otherwise the plane won't move at all.
Gotcha.
I think it was a combination of the two, because everything's fine at the moment, no problems. Chocks are still on and ground power is still on.
Okay, well, as long as it works. As long as you're happy now, I'm happy.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. Joshua, thank you for the vote of confidence. I think my experience in the actual Level D simulator that we had here for British Airways proves the point. I've got a couple of hours on that simulator, and I do enjoy flying the real thing, I must be honest. And I think you'll be okay. Yeah. It's time to go play with that thing again.
Nico, question about the level up there.
Yeah.
What was it like for power on the ground for taxi? Because I know in the previous one you had to give it about 40%.
No, the scene's cool.
Okay.
The scene's cool. Alan is floating around here in the background on the stream. Every now and then he comes in and makes a comment, and then he disappears again. He's a real pilot, and he made the flight model this time. So when we talk to him, he always says, you know, he tries to make it feel like the office. So it's a totally different ball game now. Right, we're getting to top of descent now. I think that's the new name. Yes, the one at FAOR, right across the road at that training center. That used to belong to Comair, British Airways. That's the one, and I think CAE is the new name. They took over after all other companies closed down. So it's probably the same one. There's only one at FAOR, so it must be the one.
Is it full motion or fixed base?
Full motion. No, proper full motion.
Well, we spent a bit of time over Christmas because we were quiet in the fixed base one in the office, and I'll tell you what, and Sasso will probably agree, when you've been in the full motion simulators and then you go back to a fixed base simulator,
just plastic.
Feels crap again, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I have that experience as well. Now the one we had here, we have here, it's brilliant. I love flying that thing.
That's the reason Sasso likes flying the simulator, is because when he has to do his walk around, doesn't matter what the weather is, he doesn't get cold and wet.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay, that's nice, Toby, thank you. Yeah, that'll be cool.
What cost index are you flying, Nico?
Sorry, Gary, I was muted. I'm flying cost index 20.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the descents, feet per minute, and the profile and the speed, and it seems to be a lot shallower than Zibo.
This is a 700 also, by the way.
Yeah, it should still be in and around the same. There's normally at about 30,000 feet you'll be getting about 2.5 to 3,000 feet per minute, but I don't see this ever exceeding 2,000.
I can make it exceed 2,000.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Depends on who's asking.
No, the only comment on that is just it's holding the speed and the profile really nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that descent speed is very stable.
Very stable. Yeah.
Probably more so than the Zibo.
Yeah, that's why I commented on it. I'd agree with that.
Wow, Toby. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I'm also friends with another simulator manufacturer here in South Africa, but they don't do motion, they just do fixed-based GA stuff. Those simulators are pretty incredible. They all run X-Plane, huh? X-Plane 9, 10, and 11. They don't use other simulator software. And I tell you what, those things are incredible. But they're all fixed-based, like I say. They're not moving. Gary, and for the rest of everybody watching, I hope that when LevelUp releases, that you guys will understand that it is not the Zibo, okay, in terms of its flight model. It's got a different flight model, okay? So we're not responsible for that. LevelUp is responsible for it, and Aero guitarist that's in and out of the stream, him specifically. I'm not sure if the LevelUp is meant to be as accurate as the Zibo. Okay, and I mean no disrespect. I've never ever asked Alan. We spent quite a bit of time together today, even. You know, I've never asked him to what level he wants this thing to be realistic. You understand? So it's obviously going to be in the ballpark, but I'm not sure if he's going for the same level as what Zibo's going for. You guys must just please understand that. And then obviously, please don't ask us for support. You have to ask on the LevelUp Discord for support. Okay, so just remember that as well.
Yeah, I was aware of all that, but yeah, thanks. One thing to notice actually right now would be to say that you should be pretty much in idle descent, you know, at 20,000 feet. I've noticed that the engines are spooling up to around 50 to 60% to hold the speed, which shouldn't really be doing that.
Piotr, I haven't published. Sorry, Mac. Piotr, I haven't published the change log yet. Zibo released it right as I started my stream, and I'm preoccupied here. When I'm done with the stream, I'll do the change log, the announcements, you know, and the torrent. So please hang tight. We'll get there.
I'm going to say one thing that's noticeably different. Whereas the Zibo tends to go into overspeed compared with the target speed, this is struggling to keep up with the target speed. I'm down to 254 at the moment.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Zibo's a little bit, you know, overspeed, as you say. This thing seems to be bleeding off speed in the descent, and the VNAV speed, the throttle seems to kick in every 2 or 3 minutes to bring it back up to speed. So that's a little bit on the opposite end of where it should be.
Yeah, it's a difference to the Zibo approach anyway.
Now remember, this flight model is largely based upon the laminar flight model. Okay, there is customization in it, but the basis is the laminar flight model.
See, look at the RPM now, Nico, at the moment, engine RPM.
Yeah, it is at idle, but it's about to come to 10 knots below the speed, and the VNAV speed, it's going to kick back in any second now.
Yeah, and it's going up, went up to 70 just now.
Yeah, here it comes. So my take on that would be that the descent VNAV profile is a little bit too shallow.
Very possible. I mean, that's a logical deduction, yes.
approaching transition.
Yeah, this one is definitely using a shallower VNAV profile, right? So these are things that only Aero Guitarist can fix. That's his domain.
Sasso, are you here? Have you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm here. No, to be fair, I'm not familiar. Well, with 700, I'm not that familiar.
But in principle, if you just think out loud in principle.
Regarding the send, you mean?
Transition
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
See, there's 14,000 and standard, and now we
Ready
go
for approach
over.
checklist.
Yes, go for it, Sasso.
In terms of the send management, 262 knots doesn't look that bad, to be fair.
Yeah, but
in
what
terms
happens,
of rate.
Yeah, what happens is it goes into the underspeed mode at the -10. The engine spools up to like 74%. It catches up to speed and then it spools back to idle. And what Gary is saying is that it shouldn't really do that. You know, it's a bit much, but that's why we're asking you what's...
Well, it depends. He might do it to recover the speed. The principle behind the operation is correct. The -10 you can select from the iPad.
Yes, we know.
At least with the Zibo.
Yeah,
And the principle is correct. In idle thrust descent, once the system recognizes that you are below whatever is set there, it will automatically spool up to recover the speed. Once it is at the speed, it will spool back down.
Yeah.
So the principle is correct. The amount of thrust needed, to be honest, I don't know. I will lie.
Okay, hold on. There's Aero Guitarist. There he's just said there's nothing to fix here. What you are seeing is VNAV common into a 55 knot headwind.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Thank you, Alan. We were waiting for you. Thank you.
Have to fly this route.
I mean, like what I would say on that is, like, you started your descent from what, 30,000 feet, Nico, was it?
34.
Yeah, 34, and I didn't see anything higher than 2,000 feet a minute for the whole way down. Sasa, what's the standard feet per minute on the top of descent from standard cruising heights? It goes up to about 3,000, 3,500 for the first 10,000 feet, doesn't it?
Kind of, yeah. It really depends on the wind. It's variable, of course, but yeah, it could go up that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm just trying to say is that, like, we didn't see more than 2,000 feet a minute from 34,000 feet all the way down, and speed was bleeding off the whole time. And I do agree that it was into a 55 knot headwind, and it does need to lose a bit of speed. But the thing about it is, as well, if you're into a headwind and that headwind is now bleeding off as the altitude lowers up, the speed should be increasing.
Okay, there we go. There is Alan also answering me there. This is not related to the LRFM at all. It's completely new set of airfoils made from scratch to give complete set of profiles across a full dynamic range. All right, I didn't know that. I knew you had changed airfoils and added airfoils. I didn't know to what extent. Okay. Interesting. Captain Lee, welcome. Yeah, all good so far. I'm enjoying myself. This has been a really nice stream. The airport in the beginning was Chubu, I think is how you pronounce it. It's Romeo, Juliet, Golf, Golf. Yeah, that was not really testing. That was showing the guys the difference between noise abatement procedure 1 and 2. So that's what we did there. Sorry, Piotr. That was Dublin. I hear you, Piotr. Wow, look how nice. Thank you, Thunder. Yeah, Alex, the update in the Google Drive is just for the LevelUp. It's not for this one, eh? Just be careful.
It's just for Zibo.
Yes, just for Zibo.
You're getting confused there, Nico. You did say LevelUp, but it's Zibo, just to make sure everybody knows.
Sorry about that if I made a mistake.
No, you're concentrating on so many things.
No, but Piotr was talking about LevelUp. He was not talking about the Zibo. That's the way I read. That's the way I read his comments.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
We shut an engine.
No. Please.
Should we shut the hydraulic system?
In your own time. No, in your own time, please. I need to test this ILS story that I messed up the last time.
Okay, Sasso, just press I and set some wind here.
I would love to be able to connect remotely to that like kind of iOS. I would love that.
Flaps 5 set.
No
That's what happens when you're a competent pilot, you see, Nico. People want to test you.
I know, and Sasso is famous for that. I know. I don't have a problem with it under normal circumstances, but I'm trying to test the one thing that didn't work in the last flight. So this is the last time, the least time that I want anything to go wrong now.
Do we have a timeline on when this is going to be released?
Negative. No
Flaps
idea.
15 set.
Alan, you were right, eh? It was the stake. Look. So far, it was the stake. I need to agree.
Ready for landing checklist.
Right, so I am not touching any controls right now.
Just use the HUD for my takeoff and departure. Absolutely superb.
Good.
Absolutely brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alex on stream is saying that you're his hero because of that stuff that you do with me, coming in at the last minute and changing things.
Oh well. It's fun.
Oh, damn it. I forgot about the fix. UVP, I forgot about the fix rings.
Don't worry, you have the ILS DME.
Yeah, no, but he wanted me specifically to show him the rings, and I actually said I would. Forgive me, sorry. We'll have to...
Well, let's do a go-around then.
Yeah. No, not now. No, it's getting late for me.
Is it just me, or is it oscillating left and right quite a bit on the localizer?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to see. You watching Aero Guitarist?
Cabin crew.
Yeah,
you're prepare for landing.
Sorry, man. Yes, I feel bad now. I don't like promising things and then I don't do it. Damn it. What you can do, UVP, I've just thought of this. Go look for my video where I do the PMDG and the Zibo mod in the same training video. I do a great explanation in both aircraft on the fixed rings. You can replay that one to your heart's content. I just remembered.
Yeah, struggling with that localizer early a bit.
And even the wind's gone now. So
yeah, there's no wind.
Yeah.
Light slope is good.
Approaching 10.
Must be an AP issue. It must be, and it's related specifically to the LevelUp 700. I cannot remember seeing this in the 800, eh?
No.
I would have to fly the same airport in Zibo to see what it did.
Yeah, it's Hiroshima.
Engine's N1 for holding the speed looks a little bit high as well.
That's about 60. That's perfect.
About 55, 57.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked. Auto brake in use.
Oh, nailed it.
Yeah, now I'm trying to read and then I don't look where I'm driving. Can you show... Yeah, I can show this to Zibo. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Yes. Great landing.
Please be sure to check
you
your
are
seatbelt,
professional.
the overhead bins, and the floor area around your seat for any personal articles you may have brought on board. We'd like to thank you for flying with us. We enjoyed having you on board today and look forward
Thank
to
you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you and have a great day.
I also love Sasoni's contributions to my flights. Makes my heart sing.
You nailed the touchdown zone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this is a totally different aircraft to what you guys know, what you guys are used to in LevelUp. I promise you, it's a totally different ball game. Okay. Yeah, talent that he keeps taking. It's not that easy to give a woman a instruction, man. Some take it better than others. I don't know. Her, she's sometimes difficult. No, this is an add-on airport I got today. It's from Thai Models, if I remember correctly. I want to tell you a story quickly. Ty and me were talking in the week. I bought one of his airports through Orbex, and then I started picking up issues. So I asked him, if he could assist me with it, and he did. He did a brilliant job of it. Okay, and today I saw that he has Fukuoka, something like that. It's a bit more southwest than this one, and then this Hiroshima. So I said, you know what, I'll buy it to support him, and I sent him a message. I said, thank you for the other day. Let me tell you, I just bought your other scenery, so I hope it helps keep up the good work with the Explain 12 scenery, because he makes a really nice scenery. Yeah. No, Toby, I'm flying the LevelUp. This is the LevelUp 700. We used the Zibo in the beginning quickly for the demonstration to show you the difference between the noise abatement procedures. Okay, and that's where the confusion might have come in. Literally, this is the LevelUp 700. You can see it's a little pocket rocket. Welcome, HD. Yeah, so we made it. Let's do the formalities.
Flaps upset.
Let's do it this. And do it here.
The flap have been upset.
Yes. Still need to edit that text, I think.
Ready for shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure. I think we're done with that anyway. So.
Shutdown procedure.
I wonder what is the high color of Linda?
It's blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Blue sky.
See if she takes her glasses off quickly. Right there.
Oh.
Come back. Come back. Come back. Now she must just look at us. Oh, no, that's a little bit too far. Come on, man.
Shutdown.
Oh, you can't really see, but it's blue. The color is off now because of the sunset, but it's
ready
blue.
For shutdown checklist.
Let's go further into night. Let's see if we can. Now look at us, dollar.
Mm.
Come on. Come on, don't be shy. Come on. Hello.
Hello, Cap.
Yeah, I can see the blue.
Just quick. She's shy.
Yeah.
Get that thing out of my face. Get the camera out of my face.
Shy pilot.
Thank you, HD. Stay well. I'm not a pig. I beg to differ. We are admirers. That's what we are. Anyway, guys, that's it. That is the show for tonight. It's been a long stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Nico. Very informative.
Yeah, thank you, Sasso. Thank you, Mac. Thank you, everybody
Pleasure.
else. I had a couple of guys give me tips and things there on the stream. And thank you, Alan, for joining us. I'll show Zibo the swaying. And then we'll take it from there. See what happens. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.